Today we're going to start a new module, corrosion and metal finishing. Module 2. So we're going to discuss what is corrosion, types of corrosion and electrochemical theory of corrosion in this module. Corrosion. So what is corrosion? The first thing which comes in our mind we talk about corrosion is rusting of iron. Because daily we see in our surroundings our gate, our window panes, nails which undergo rust. So not only iron, many metals undergo corrosion. Why metals undergo corrosion? What is the necessity for metals to undergo corrosion? What is the definition of corrosion? Types of corrosion, and we'll see the reactions occurring, that is electrochemical theory of corrosion in today's discussion. You can see, as I have told you, this is this image shows where corrosion occurs. See, this is the nails and this one sheet, maybe a boiler where corrosion occurs. So corrosion is defined as the natural tendency of metals to undergo self-destruction or dissolution by chemical or electrochemical reaction. So any metal, that is metal without any chemicals involved. So it is having a natural tendency to undergo self-destruction or dissolution. So such type of property of a metal is called as corrosion. So why metals undergo corrosion? So we are going to extract metals from metallurgical process, from its ore, right? So when we extract metals from its metallurgical process, what happens is, so we get a pure metal. The metal in the ore form is the ground state. In metallurgical process, we are supplying energy. So taking this energy, metal goes to the high energy level. So high energy level is always an unstable state. So whenever metal comes in contact with either oxygen, moisture or any corrosive gases, metal tries to come back to its original stabler state. The process of metal coming back to its original stable state is called as corrosion. So any metal which is in the pure form is highly unstable state. So whenever it comes in contact with either moisture or any corrosive gases, oxygen, it tries to come back to its stabler state, ground state, and that process liberating some energy. Okay, that process is called as corrosion. There are mainly two types of corrosion. They are dry corrosion or chemical corrosion and wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion. So what is dry corrosion? Whenever metals come in contact with either corrosive gases such as chlorine, ammonia, oxygen, metals undergo corrosion forming their respective oxides, chlorides, sulfides, etc. The living example for this dry corrosion is we can take the example of Taj Mahal. So Taj Mahal is made up of what? Marble. So marble is nothing but calcium, isn't it? So the Taj Mahal is located in Agra. So Agra is famous for what? Tandra industries. So all these Tandra industries liberate what? Sulfur. Okay. And you know that behind our Taj Mahal, what you have? Yamuna river, so-called Yamuna river is flowing. But now it is completely polluted because of the surrounding industries. So this exhaust of the industries and also the water which flows behind the Yamuna contains completely the pollutants. So these exhausts comes in contact with our Taj Mahal, that is white marble, and calcium come in contact with sulfur, forms calcium sulfide. So because of that, you can see, if you take a close look of our Taj Mahal, you can see the white color, pure white, milky white is changed into yellowish color. And also you can see a small pores formed on the surface of the marble. This is because of corrosion. Okay, so calcium in contact with sulfur or ammonia forms calcium sulfide. So yellow color, you can see white. If you keep a book for unused top for a few years, what will happen? The pages color turns to yellowish. That is because of presence of sulfur. Okay, what is live example? Taj Mahal is the live example for your dry corrosion. So let us come back to our business, that is wet corrosion. So when a metal is in contact with when two or more metals are in contact with moisture, or a single metal is in contact. So it might be a single metal or two or more metals in contact with moisture or any corrosive media or any aqueous media, then electrochemical reactions occurs. What are those electrochemical reactions? Redox reactions occur. So when redox reactions means there will be an anode and a cathode, so leading to corrosion. So that is called as wet. Wet means moisture. So when a metal is in contact with aqueous media, aqueous media might be sodium chloride or anything, or water, okay. It leads to formation of electrochemical cell, anode and cathode. Electrochemical reactions occur and leading to corrosion. So what are those electrochemical reactions? Let us discuss one by one. So let us consider a strip of iron and copper are in contact with each other. It might be physically like this. So if this is iron and this is copper, if the two ends might be in contact with each other like this, or they are in contact with each other like this, or in contact with each other like this. So somewhere, but they should be in contact with the aqueous medium. So what happens? So this iron lies high in electrochemical series and copper lies low in electrochemical series. Since iron lies high in electrochemical series, it acts as anode and undergoes oxidation. You can see the oxidation reaction. So iron undergoes oxidation leading to Fe2 plus and 2 electrons. So Fe gives Fe2 plus and 2 electrons. So this oxidation reaction itself is termed as anode. You can see, you can take a metal, for instance, you can take this chalk paste. So what's happening here? This is the metal. So this metal undergoes oxidation. You can see this, right? So undergoing oxidation, liberating electron. The small chalkboard or whichever is coming here, it is liberating electrons, right? So it is self-dissolution. So what happens? Metal is liberating Fe2 plus and electrons. So this Fe2 plus will go into the solution, whereas electrons will go to somewhere else. Where? We'll see. So metal undergoing oxidation at anode, we call it as corrosion. Let us see what are the reactions occurring at cathode. At cathode, so what will happen? You might tell at cathode reduction of copper will occur, but reduction of copper will not occur here, because copper and iron both are in contact with water here. Copper is in not contact with copper sulfate. If copper is in contact with copper sulfate, then we could have expected Cu2 plus to undergo reduction. So here there are two cases exist. So in presence of oxygen 1 and absence of oxygen. So presence of oxygen means in open atmosphere, and absence of oxygen means closed atmosphere. So let us see what is the cathodic reaction. So cathodic reaction as shown here, it might be either H plus or water. It is reduction of either H plus or water takes place. So let us see one by one. So presence of oxygen. So presence of oxygen, that is, there are two cases again, acidic media and basic or neutral media. So acidic media. So H plus in presence of oxygen undergoes reaction to form water molecules. Basic or neutral media, water molecules in presence of oxygen and undergoes reaction to give hydroxyl ions. Next, in absence of oxygen. So in absence of oxygen, so acidic media. That is, acidic media means we know that H plus ions. So H plus ions plus electrons. Reduction means what? Accepting electrons. Oxidation means loss of electrons. So H plus ions accepts electrons to give hydrogen. Basic or neutral media means water only will undergo reduction. So water molecules accept electrons to give hydroxyl ions. So hydrogen will escape into the atmosphere, whereas OH minus formed at cathode and Fe2 plus formed at anode will react each other to form FeOH twice, that is ferrous hydroxide. So thus formed ferrous hydroxide will further react with oxygen, undergoes oxidation to give a black rust. So this is how we can see the formation of rust. Since at anode oxidation occurs and cathode reduction occurs, this is electrochemical theory. Okay, so you can take example of any metal. So it is not necessary at cathode all four reaction occurs. So depending upon the media, any one reaction occurs. If the medium is acidic and absence of oxygen, only this 2H plus 2 electrons and hydrogen, that reaction occurs. If media is basic in presence of oxygen, only that will be the cathodic reaction. Anodic reaction is oxidation. Cathodic reaction depends upon the media and whether oxygen is present or absent. So always the product might be the oxides or sulfides. Once again, whether it is hydrated or not hydrated depends whether the media is only water or it is NaCl or NaOH, depends upon that. None. Thank you.